I'm a good one in there.
Yes, sir. There it is.
What are you talking about? Free up. Oh, I talking about some free up. That's okay. We can free up some. It's gonna be live anyway. We live anyway. Yeah, man. My phone running out of storage, man. I don't know what it is. But say, man, welcome to the Elite Mancast. Huh?
I said your phone is full of knowledge.
My phone full of knowledge. That's what I'm talking about. But y'all know, man, we're the Elite Mancast, man, where we drop different topics every week to better us as people, better us as an environment, and just be better as a person, man. You know, we try our best to give y'all the information that's gonna help y'all grow, help y'all expand y'all abroad y'all horizons. Let me say that. But tonight, man, we releasing old habits, we breaking old habits, creating new ones. Got the creative imagination going on so we can create some new things, man. And we don't always have to do the same thing like everybody else do it. So you got your own way to do it. Y'all know the panel, man. We got Elsa Die up in this thing. It's Elsa Die Jr. My fault. Let me get that right. We got Michael McEachin and we got Coach KD and doing our thing, man. We got some special guests coming on a little bit later, but hey, man, y'all know the fellas. We gonna drop some knowledge on what y'all got. Coach, won't you give them to them? Give them a little something about releasing some of them old habits that we done created back in the day.
Ooh, good evening, good evening, good evening. You got Coach KD here. I am in the building. That's right. I'm here, and I'm glad to be here with this awesome panel. Big ups to Keith Liddell and Mike McEachin and Elsa Die Jr. in the house.
Yes, sir.
The almighty one. Yeah, hey, man. I'm glad to be here, guys. You know, this is a great topic, releasing old habits. You know, it's easy to fall in tradition. You know, we've been brought up a certain way, and we've come accustomed to living a certain way, you know, but change is good. You know, change is now, change is here. So that's where I'm at with it. You know, I'm receiving and accepting change because that's the only way I can get rid of that old, you know, trying something new, doing something different, because it's easy to just merely exist. And that's what I was doing for many years, merely existing. And once I accepted change and took on change, I was able to make some changes in my life. My life won't change until I change my life, taking some initiative. That's where I'm at. But we're going to get into it today, and I look forward to the guests coming on. What you got down there, Mike?
What's up, everybody? Hey. Well, change is the only thing in the world that's constant. It's the only thing you can go through life. Every second, every minute is a change. So change is constant. Change is inevitable. Thing is, we're so used to being creatures of habit that we're always doing the same thing over and over again. And they say that insanity is doing the same thing over and over, but expecting a different result. You can't get a different result from doing the same thing. So what we're trying to do tonight is talking about changing those habits, doing those things that you do on a constant basis without even realizing that you're doing the same thing over and over. Just trying to get you out of your comfort zone and into moving forward. What
That's
about
good. That's good.
Elsa Dot Jr.?
Yeah, man. Well, it's your boy Alejandro. Look, I'm all about change. And it was hard for me because I don't even like to change their jingle. The naming with El Shaddai is because, you know, I'm a firm believer of change. You know, I just had to identify all my trigger points, working with these gentlemen that we have on board today. And, you know, it's always a good thing, learning, you know, acknowledging and, you know, admitting your fault, knowing where your downfalls are. And that's one thing that a lot of people are ashamed to do is I was one of the biggest people who I'm never wrong. I'll point out all your faults, your flukes, whatever you want to call them. But at the end of the day, I'm always right. And those are some of the things that I had to change. So once again, releasing old habits. Let's go with it.
Already, man. That's the beautiful thing, boy. When you know you was a narcissist and you stop all of that. And man, it's like we said before, man, narcissism is something that's within all of us, man. And we have to understand that if we don't change, if we don't release that, if we don't bring about new ways of thinking, new habits, we're never going to make that $1 million that we talk about. We're never going to see any type of progress in our finances. We're never going to see any type of progress in our relationships. That's why a lot of relationships, there's more divorce rates than there is marriage rates. So we have to really understand these type of things, man, and understand the mind. Me, I've been so focused on Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, these kind of guys. They neuroscience and they neuroscientists, and they explain to you how the mind works. If we don't know how something works, you need to go find out how it works. A lot of us say, well, I know how my brain works. And you really can't tell me how your brain works, so you don't know how your brain works. Oh, I wake up in the morning, God woke me up, and that's how I'm able to do what I'm able to do. No, you have a system. Your body is a whole system. So if we don't understand the system, you can't save yourself time, energy, or money if you don't learn the system. So once we start learning these systems in life, man, once we start learning how to break down these habits that we've had, and it doesn't take no 30 days to create a new habit. It takes the first day you start, and just don't stop. You just can't stop after that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of us, we always talk, oh man, oh this or that. It's like, nah, man, you have to understand. You start that habit that first day, and that day from that point on, you in there, man.
I got something on that. It's consistency, commitment, and loyalty. You got to be loyal to the change, consistent enough to keep doing it, and committed enough to know that it's the right thing to do. So consistency, commitment, and loyalty. Write that down, somebody, because it's going to go over your head if you don't write it down. You got to understand that we got to write it down so it can go inside and really consume you, because if you can't be consistent or you can't be committed to change or even loyal to the change, how can it transpire? How can it come to fruition?
You're absolutely right. And I'm glad that Keith hit on that, about the myth of changing your habits within 21 days, because it all depends on the person. They have the 21 days, they have the 21-90, where it's 21 days to break a habit, 90 days to create a new one. But it also depends on if it's an addiction or not. Commitment or, changing starts with day one. Kind of like, coach, you and everything that you do, you didn't just start off and be like, hey, look, I'm gonna quit drinking or whatever the case was. It's like, no, it was every day you become a brand new person. Like the Bible says, renew your mind daily. Yeah, so it becomes something daily.
That's right.
It only takes one time to mess up.
That's why in one of the fellowships I used to go to, they used to say 1 day at a time.
Yeah.
1 day at a time. You got to make that choice every day to, like, although I'm 10 years clean from drinking, I still got to say today I'm not going to drink. That's the consistency part. And I'm committed to it. And I'm loyal to the change. I don't want to do nothing else. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I know that it has changed my life from when I was just merely existing, so, and that's big for me, when you just going through the motions and living with no purpose, that's big, man. And I like I say, I be so happy about this panel and happy about us doing this, man, because it helps me. It helps me, and it reminds me of where I'm headed, where I've come from. I know He has a plan for me, and I can see myself down the road. At one point, I couldn't see my yesterday or my future. So that's where I'm at with it, man. And like I said before, consistency is big. It plays a big part in the change and releasing the old habit.
And during the studying I saw some stuff about changing bad habits. And one of the first things it said about changing a bad habit is identifying the positive intention. And see, in a way, it's kind of confusing, because where do you find anything positive in a bad habit? The thing is, you pick up your bad habits because you're trying say for example, you want to calm down, calm your nerves. A lot of people get stressed out, so they go pick up a cigarette. So you smoking a cigarette to calm your nerves. In order, if once you identify that positive intention is to calm your nerves, then you find something to replace that. You do something else that's going to calm your nerves, like go take a walk around the office or something. Go to the water cooler. Most people that think of cigarette smoking, you're going to socialize because you're taking a break. You're going outside, you're smoking a cigarette, you come back. Some of those can be considered positive things, but you can do other things besides smoking the cigarette. Just like eating.
You can smoke weed, Mike. You can smoke weed. Hey man, you hear me, man? I'm just having fun today. Hey, in all reality, let me give you this next guest, man. She has the medical cards for the marijuana smokers. She has 2 more businesses that she's doing in her Oklahoma City, man. So we're gonna bring this queen up, Miss Chantel Robinson, man. I tell you. She had to break some habits just to get here.
Hello, Chantel.
Hello, how are you guys doing? I truly did like working 24/7.
That part.
Yeah. So, how are you guys doing tonight? It is a pleasure to be on here with you guys. So
awesome.
Yeah, we glad to have you.
Thank you.
So
and I heard him when he said smoke weed. So just make sure you're legal. Just make sure you're legal.
Hey, you feel me? You have to be legal to have the marijuana. And that's the thing about it. Nah, I'm just. But no, in all actuality, man, I really want to learn how to steam the marijuana. They say steaming is better than smoking it.
Mm-hmm. There's so many other ways besides smoking. Smoking is like the old school way of doing things. There's so many different ways to consume now. So we definitely want everybody to be educated. It's not about smoking 100% anymore. Back then, that was the only way you could get it. Now there's so many other elements and ways you can consume medical cannabis. So we are excited about that.
Right? It's about healing, right?
Yes, it is. Right. Yes, it is. And no side effects. So you're not fixing something to turn around and mess up something else.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I see real live testimonies every day.
Oh, yeah. I know, like, what's the connection between smoking cigarettes and people that are trying to quit smoking, but then they have like a pocket full of peppermints? Is it because they just want something in their mouth? Or
actually, it is. Actually, it truly is. It's a mind thing. They're used to doing something at that point in time when that craving, we train our mind at certain times of the day. We're used to doing things. And if somebody's walking around or sitting there and they fire up a cigarette every 30 minutes and you take that cigarette out their hand, they got to figure out something else to do. 14 days. Is what it takes to break an old habit and to be on the road to creating a new one in a positive life.
I beg to differ.
Okay.
Hey, we just talked about it. It don't take but one. It don't take but one
the first day you start. When you make your mind up, that's when you're going to create that habit change.
But I get what you're saying. Probably
we're 1%ers.
Yes.
1%ers can put their mind to something and just stop it cold turkey.
Yeah.
But that's not the general population.
That
was me back in the day. Smoking cigarettes. I got tired of people asking me for cigarettes. I said, hey, man, y'all can have these mother. Take them.
Right on.
Go back what Alejandro was saying. That's called replacing one for another.
Yes.
So when they had the cigarette and then they put the mint in, they replaced one for another. So when I stopped smoking the weed, I added up on my cigarettes. So I found out I had to stop smoking the cigarettes too. So I'm 10 years clean off marijuana, but I'm 9 years clean off cigarettes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, the only reason people truly need it Right, is when they're sick and they truly need it, which is probably 80% of the population on the mental side, as far as anxiety, depression, PTSD, bipolarism, schizophrenia, any of those things, it should be taken on a regular,
You,
just to keep them laid back and cool.
you got to have a made up mind on anything you decide to do, though. You know,
True.
Yeah.
I think what
Yeah.
helps writing it down, setting a goal, and taking baby steps. You know what I'm saying? Some people can do it cold turkey. For me, I
Right.
know that I had to take it one day at a time, cast it down each day, not every other day, but each day I'm casting it down and saying no. Because, like I heard somebody say earlier, your triggers. So sometimes it's triggers that make you do a certain thing, and
Hmm.
it becomes tradition on how you live and how you move. So once you decide that, okay, I made a conscious decision to break this habit, there's a process that you must go through in order for it to happen. So
And
you figure out a different way of walking and talking and living, and sometimes just changing your circle, changing who you
hmm
be around, changing your environment. You know, it's
hmm
also all a process.
And I love that. That's why I'm both. I am traditional and I'm alternative, holistic.
Okay.
I just want to be able to help find a equal balance for everyone, because majority of everyone is different. They intake and perceive things differently. So you have to try more than one approach. You can't have one approach for everyone.
Exactly.
Customizing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because even like in school, kids learn different. You know, you
Hmm.
got visual learners, kinesthetic learning, audio learners. You know, so
hmm
all
Can I
different.
give you guys an insight on something that is really, really important in our culture? And I know we can relate, either ourselves or people that we grew up in that era in: dyslexia.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How many people do you know that suffered from that? I think about that all the time. How a lot of these people, the dyslexia brings on bipolarism and short temperament and things of that nature, because they can swear they're actually seeing it the way they're seeing it
Right.
and not the way we're seeing it, whether it's scrambled, backwards, up, front side up, just whatever.
Mm.
We didn't think they were seeing it like that, and they were so embarrassed to see it
Yeah.
or
Mm.
to admit it. So I'm just thankful that they really have came out with that. I feel like that'll be a bigger solution to changing old habits and bringing on new positive. That's one of
Yeah.
the biggest things I've found in our culture so far.
Yeah.
It's just like having an undisciplined mind, man. You know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
once you
Mhm.
start gaining control of your emotions, gaining control of those habits, and then you'll start seeing the change that you want to see. You know, a lot
Right.
of people feel like, well, I got to get away from this person. I got to get away from that person. No, you have to respond differently to them people,
Absolutely.
Believe it.
because sometimes
Believe
you
it.
can't get, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to respond to that. Believe it or not, the way you think could have an onset of dyslexia. This is what I'm talking about right there.
Right.
A lot of people making those bad decisions and doing things over and over. They they know the right thing to do, but when it comes to processing on doing the right thing, it could get scrambled on them.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. I mean, to me,
Yeah.
and I totally agree with you, everything that you're saying, but coming from someone who was diagnosed with being dyslexic and ADHD, but still graduating with a 3.9, is like, you don't really have to get away from other people. You just have to get away from yourself.
Right.
So it's
Ooh.
like,
I
get yourself out
agree.
the
Yeah.
I
way. Yeah,
agree.
get yourself out the
Yes.
way, and then you can actually go ahead and commence to do whatever it is that you want. Because here it
Hmm.
is, once again, being dyslexics are, categorized as ADHD, but it's harder for me to talk in front of 10 people versus talking in front of 10,000 people.
Hmm.
It's like it's all in the mind. Just get away from doing that, and you can actually do any and everything that you want.
But that's in anything you. It's always you versus you.
Yeah.
That's your biggest. There's nobody to compete against but you.
Right.
If you keep that in your mind and your inner self dig within, you could overcome. Like even being stuck in tradition, what you learned as you grew up. You must take initiative to do something different because you're stuck in a place in the norm, so to speak. The norm, but why not step outside of the norm? Be a non-conformist. Don't conform to what you've been taught all your life, like a robot. You get what I'm saying? So not until you dig within and do something different, see what works for you, because what works for you may not work for somebody else. You got to find your niche and how you can move different than what you're accustomed to.
Yeah, but the biggest problem is most people don't even realize they got a problem. They out there, they're just going through life. They don't know that they're doing the wrong thing, but if they're hanging with everybody else, they're conforming to what everybody else is doing.
But that's what I'm saying. Excuse me. When I was saying merely existing, you going through life merely existing with no goals, no purpose. You get what I'm saying? Until you find that, until you get connected with that, you can't move forward, you can't proceed, you can't progress.
It's true. It is true.
Yeah, man, and that's real, because your personal, what Joe Dispenza say, your personality is your personal reality.
Wow.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want to change their personality.
Yeah. They don't think anything's wrong.
Right. Yeah, that's who I am. Yeah, that's who I am. We hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Because
you know what it is? It is what it is. You ever heard
that type of deal? Yeah.
Oh man, I can't stand that. It is what it is. Oh man,
You know what?
Mine is I can't and I don't know. I can't or I don't know. What you want to eat? I don't know. Where you want to go? I don't know. What you want to do? I don't know.
But hey, Coach.
Yeah.
It is what it is and says not what it was. That's how it is.
That's it. That's it. So that's one thing. That's an old habit we need to release as well as a whole, as a culture. These cliches that come up and these mantras we want to live by don't even really know what they mean.
Right.
Really, it's really negative and keeping us stuck.
Yeah,
it's negative and it's keeping most of us stuck. That's why I'm grateful for this panel. I learn so much every week, man. Like, matter of fact, sometimes I don't even care who be watching, because just get with these fellas and understand that somebody on a mindset like I am, trying to get better each day. That's where it counted. I'm grateful if somebody hear it and catch it. Sometimes it be over people's head, but it's good for me. It helps me, and I don't know where you be getting these topics from, Keith, but they be right on point, right for me. Know? So I appreciate it, bro.
Another thing I feel like we should stop thinking that you can't stay the same and times are changing and every day is different. You will become miserable. I can't, it could become a health issue and detrimental to yourself thinking you can just stay the same and time is changing right in front of you.
Right.
There has to be a miserable feeling that you would want to change. My thing is keep your core basic principles and just tweak them, upgrade them into modern time. You don't have to change you per se. But we always want to be a better us every morning when we wake up. But we have to adapt to that day and the next day and the days after that. So we're not set in stone to be the same every day. And when people realize that it's okay, I'm not going to change for no one. What about changing for yourself?
Well, that's
Because yesterday is
that's the
not
thing
here
about
anymore.
self-development.
Yeah. You gotta want
Right.
to develop.
Yeah, that's the
We
thing
have to
about
change that
self-development.
mindset, though.
We have to grow.
Releasing old habits. Release yesterday because today is a new day.
He gives
Yeah.
us new mercies.
For real.
New mercies every day. That's what I'm grateful for. I get another
Yes.
day to get it right.
To get it
Yeah.
right. If I
Another,
messed up yesterday, today is going to be better.
because not everybody get another day.
No. No.
No,
Not
it
everybody
don't
get
happen
another.
like that.
So I'm grateful,
It
I'm
don't.
grateful that I could self-develop,
And it doesn't matter how much money you have. You could be the richest person in the world. You're still suffering. That's what I really
That's
don't
right.
get, because they think if you're rich or well off and have a lot of money, they think they don't have problems. Then why are they killing themselves? Robin Williams, on
Yeah,
top of his game, dead.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
that's right.
Nah,
We can definitely relate. Definitely. I
Right.
understand why wealthy people are so bitter and angry and mean when they get there. For one, they done knocked down all the snakes that they done had around them, so there's nobody left, so they lonely.
Right. I have
that's
one
right.
of
And
my sisters.
two, they think about what it took for them to get there.
Mhm.
So I definitely can relate. I understand them better now.
Mhm.
They just don't get rich and then be miserable.
Right.
It was a process. Everything is a process.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just change your
Right.
belief system. I mean, I have a chef at the restaurant. He wanted to try some of the food I had. So I made an omelet. And he was like, "Oh, man, I can't eat that." I'm like, why? It has pork in there. I'm Muslim. I was like, well, if you're going to go to hell, at least have a full stomach. He didn't think that was funny. But,
So that just means you need to put vegan omelets on your menu.
oh, yeah. But it's like he recently got out of jail. So it's like his mindset is just kind of like, I was like, all right, dude. But
He had to grab hold of something while he was in jail.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. I ain't gonna
Definitely.
get on that.
So I want to ask each one of you, what is an old habit that you guys are going to break going forward from tonight?
I'll start going forward from the night. I'm gonna give my ears more time before I speak. So I need to listen more before I speak, because I'm pretty aggressive in my speech. I think that's an old habit that I need to work on, as far as listening more instead of speaking. Yeah.
I think I will copy that. That's one of my biggest things. I talk all day long in what I do. And I'm not around like minded individuals such as you guys. That's why it was an honor to be able to come on here. I would love to see more females come together like this in a sisterhood. But I really think I would like to listen more. I'm a learner. I love learning.
Yeah.
So it's time for me to surround myself with people that I can actually learn from and not always have to be the teacher.
Right.
Right.
And that's where mine came from.
That's the thing I don't mean to cut you, but that's what goes on with strong-minded people, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We don't get checked on. We don't get nobody calls. I've been getting it's like nobody even, hey man, he all right. He always straight. It's like, no, you don't know if I'm straight or not. You don't know what I'm going through.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Man, boy, you
Just
hit
to
that.
call and say, hey man, how you doing today? How you feeling today? It's like anything.
Like, bruh,
And we don't
you just did that to me 3 days ago. Man, you
right.
When you said, Coach, what's going on, man? You all right? Man,
You feel me?
so big. I was like, boy, look at
That's
somebody.
like me. Hey, Alan here reach out to me. Mike reach out to me. That's what we supposed to do, man. As you say, oh, that's my friend, but then you ain't called him in 2 months. But damn, how is that your friend?
Just because we're okay don't mean we don't need to be asked how we doing.
Yeah, Yeah,
Right.
I was rough. I was doing rough, man. I was like, yeah, they boy, somebody done reached out to me. I did say that about listening more because I teach all day as well, and so middle school kids, they got a different mindset, man, and they get challenging too now. They'll challenge you on some stuff, but and a lot of I don't listen to them a lot, so that's why I want to be able to hear them more, to try to get to the root of their problem, because a lot of them have problems that you really can't see on the surface.
I love that. And I just want to shout out to the ladies, the strong, aggressive, independent women. We scare y'all. But I just want y'all to know that we're bosses and we're aggressive on the outside in business, but we're very submissive behind closed doors. So don't let that outside fool you.
Yeah. I married one.
So you understand.
Yeah. I was a bit intimidated, but I said, I got that. I don't care. Like that. I'm willing to try. So
that is awesome.
We got 7 years, and I'm proud to be in this relationship. So she's a boss, though.
Yeah, because y'all got an old habit to where a lot of women like myself, we're no. Oh, she too bossy. She ain't gonna listen. It might not show out in public when we're out handling business, but you best believe it's differently behind closed doors. So give us a shot. Release that old thinking.
The key is, though,
I tell people all the
time. Yeah, he got to be leading.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, man. I don't never worry about no mean looking or nothing like that. I say, man, if that woman, if she like you, she gonna show you that.
Exactly. Yes. We're just smart enough to know not to submit to everyone. Okay.
Right. As you should, because some of these jokers thinking they be, I got 100K. I'm flousing. I got all you posing like me. It's like, bro, you got a bunch of material stuff that's finna get taken if you keep on telling people.
And it probably come with a whole bunch of baggage.
Yeah, she gonna be like, oh, you got that? Hey,
yeah, and he probably come with a whole bunch of baggage. Baby mothers.
He might be telling the wrong somebody. Look, bruh, I got one. Yeah, he said he got 100,000. Come over here. Let me show you what he look like.
That's a red flag, because a real man, he ain't got to say what he got. He lead by action.
I ain't gonna tell you nothing.
Unless y'all are on that level and your finances are intertwined.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had to throw that one in there, gentlemen.
Hey, can I touch on something right here? Releasing old habits, right? So old habits, old habits can be bad and good, but in order to try to release them or break those bad habits, there's a process you might want to go through. So remember I said change your people, places, and things, right? So that's part of avoiding your temptation. People tempt you, places tempt you, like the strip club, different things like that. Temptation. All right?
What about strippers?
Yeah. All right. So
I was reading my Bible. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Avoid tempting situations. You got to replace unhealthy behaviors with healthy ones. When it's unhealthy, replace it with a healthy one, right? So, go ahead.
What's wrong with the strip club?
Yeah. Go ahead, man. Hey, for me, it's a bad place.
Baggage.
Hold up, y'all. We got our other guest, Miss Amicia.
Thank you, sister.
This is my cousin, y'all.
Come on.
First cousin. Yeah. She has her own catering business.
She came in at the right time. Yes, she came in at the right time.
You said you needed some reinforcement.
Thank you, sister. Thank you for coming in, because they was about to go there. Talking about what's wrong with the strip club.
Oh no, I'm trying to break on.
Yes.
Sister,
Oh man.
What's wrong with it? It clouds your thinking, clouds your judgment. And I notice, I'm sorry for everyone who has hair, but black men don't think good with a bunch of hair on their head.
Man.
Hello. Kimbo, how you doing? How you feeling tonight? You got a mic. You got to unmute your microphone.
My laptop, I'm unable to jump in from there, so I have to do it from my phone. So excuse me, y'all. I can hardly see because everything's small.
Okay.
Okay.
But welcome.
Where you reading?
Good evening.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
So I was
Yeah.
talking about breaking the bad habits. I said avoid tempting situations, replace unhealthy behaviors with healthy ones. Prepare mentally, so it's a mental thing. Enlist support. We be scared to ask for help, So enlist support and reward yourself for small steps. So when I do a little good, I gotta reward myself. When I do a little more, I gotta reward myself again, so I can stay on track and be consistent.
But KD, I don't mean to cut your wisdom, but let me say this right here. If you start rewarding yourself, then you're gonna start looking for rewards on everything. And some things
Like with
you don't
children.
deserve rewards. Some things you should be
Natural.
honored to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you go through life looking for rewards, then you teach your children to look for rewards. Then that's gonna be a cycle of, oh, I made all A's.
No,
I got good grades.
So
You don't get rewarded for good grades.
Yeah, so the key thing was reward yourself, not from anybody else. It's a small reward. It might be just going to get crab legs that night. You know what I'm saying? It's a small reward for myself. I ain't expecting it from nobody else because I don't want to teach that. I don't want to teach that you owed something for doing something good for something you're supposed to do.
I have
Right.
something to go on top of that.
Go ahead.
What I taught my children to do anytime, even myself as an adult, did something that we were trying to change as far as, releasing old habit and starting a new, we would have a jar and we would put money in there.
Yeah.
So I can see where you would say to reward yourself, because after that 14-day mark, you should be on a journey to it being stamped on your brain.
Yeah.
And moving forward, it shouldn't be that hard. But I find that when you know you got a bad habit, get a jar, put some money in it.
But
So what do you do?
Go ahead.
Misa, what do you do to change some habits?
Well, listening to you all, and before I could get on, I wanted to jump in so bad earlier. Speaking of even recognizing it, that you need to change it. Sometimes he was speaking of dyslexia earlier. In many cases, we don't know that we need to form new habits.
Right.
There's
Yes,
other
thank you.
issues outside of that. There's personality disorders. Years ago, when we were small kids, and before that, a lot of the behavior issues weren't even talked about or discussed.
No.
So you don't know that you need to create change. And then to go further, we grew up around parents that didn't speak a lot about us.
Right.
Certain things were taboo. So when you think about that, a lot of our habits are generational. They've been
Trained behavior.
Yeah.
behavior. So for me, what I've learned to do is work towards creating change so that I can grow, because I see things in people. I see things in people close to me, like family members, my mom, that I'm not going to say is just terrible, but there are habits that I see in myself that I don't want to continue and that I don't want to pass down. So it's a part of the same thing of breaking generational curses.
I'm gonna call
I
it
agree.
generational cycles.
Generational cycles. So yeah, growth is necessary. So change is necessary.
And it has a lot to do also with it being hereditary.
Yes. Yes.
So that makes it even harder for you.
Yes.
But that's the thing about it. The hereditary is nothing but what you've already seen, what you've been programmed. It's not a hereditary thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing that we were taught from when we was this big.
But thinking from a medical standpoint, that's where the different mental ailments come in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And that's not part of just learn, Keith. That's a part of that's in our DNA.
Yes.
Grandma was bipolar and you bipolar. It's not because you learned to be, it's because it's in the DNA.
Yes. But they have studies and things like that to work it out.
So if you grow up hearing the same thing repeatedly, that's learned behavior.
Your environment.
A product of your environment, definitely.
Right.
But it's crazy because then your mind can click. Like she said, I don't want to be like that.
Right.
You have to work 10 times harder, but it is a possibility of you fixing or changing that generational heritage.
But that's why 3 siblings can come from the same household and go different directions. You get what I'm saying?
Well, let's go back to the story about the 2 brothers with the drunk daddy.
Yeah, it's still a choice. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, remember that story about the 2 brothers with the drunk daddy? Yeah. One brother became successful, the other one became the drunk daddy.
I always say everything in life is basically good or bad, right and wrong. If you narrow it down to that, it would make your decision making a lot better because you have all those different internal elements that go with each of those decisions.
Yeah, most people like to live in that gray area.
And you have a lot of motivational speakers out there that says there's no such thing as good or bad. It's all just making a decision, because what I perceive as being good might not be the same thing that you perceive as being good. I can
Right.
Depending
that's
on
what I was going to say.
It goes back to how you were brought up, like even in a marriage. Even in a marriage, you was brought up that the woman got to cook every day, and then she say, "Well, my daddy used to cook."
That's
hey, my daddy ain't used to cook. My mama used to cook.
That's
so
that was what?
Yes, mama ain't go out there and cut the grass. Mama wash the dishes, and daddy ain't wash the dishes. Hey, it's all in how you was brought up.
My mama used to cut the grass, bro. My mama used to cut the grass.
Wow, see, my mama don't even know how to ride a bike. So, so it's what you got to make it right for now. That's why I said in the beginning of the cast that change is now, change is here, right? So it's right now, it's present. You got to make it do what it do, change now, because if you don't change with the time, you're gonna be stuck, regardless. That's I believe you're gonna be stuck because you can't change for the better, and not change to conform with everybody else, but change for what.
Be a better you. Right, be a better you.
Because I know I couldn't stay where I was. I would.
This is so. What you're speaking on is, once again, it's the change for the better was for you. That was something that you decided. So anyone that wants to change their circumstances, they gotta want it for themselves. No one can tell them. No one can put it on a piece of paper and tell them this is what I need you to do. If it's not in you already to want to create that change so that you can grow, it's not going to happen. It can be 21 days, it can be a year, but if it's not in you already to want to create those changes for your betterment, it's not going to, no matter how long.
So
I completely agree.
I like what you said. So let me give it to you. So it's called how. You got to be honest with yourself, right? It's important to be honest with yourself about where you stand, where you're at in life, which direction you're going, how you want it to come out, how you want it to pan out. Then you got to be open-minded enough to understand what the honesty meant. open-minded enough to understand what the honesty meant. And then you got to be willing to go through the process.
Right.
And make that change.
First thing is taking accountability. That change needs to happen.
Yes. Yeah.
Accepting that, receiving it.
But a lot of people, what I realized, a lot of people, they scared of the process because they don't know what's on the other side of it. They don't.
That was a good one.
What if? They got so many what ifs in their head that they say, man, forget that. Nah.
They get in their own way.
That's where self-sabotaging comes in. You sabotage your own self with those critical thoughts. Yes.
Come on, did you see the show last week?
That was Chantel, bro.
Yep.
Yes, that's exactly where that comes in. That's your work. That's where we're our own worst enemies. Because we get to thinking I can't do it.
Answering all them questions.
Huh?
This was who had all the questions last week. Who had all the words last week?
Oh, okay. I remember now.
Yes.
My wife said, y'all need to have her on the show.
Look, I think me and Miss Amicia would do wonderful. I like our vibe together.
I remember now. I need to tell my wife you on the day. She said,
yeah. Oh, tell her thank you. Tell her she needs to come on too. I keep telling Keith we need to do a men versus women, but in a positive, uplifting way. Actually hearing different perspectives on everything.
We definitely can coexist. We can coexist.
Okay, look, y'all sure y'all want to share? Look, me and Anicia are gonna come on here and take over. Y'all not ready for us.
We not changing the name. It's the man.
Y'all can just do and you know, y'all can just the man cast and.
You see what I'm talking about? They want to come in here and put some perfume on in the man cast. Oh, the flowers over there.
Y'all know we good at taking care of home. Don't play. Y'all know we good.
I was in the backdrop and
yes. Y'all know we good at taking care of home. Don't play. It'd be the same thing in this podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, but I found something else too now. I've been doing a little research.
What you got?
Did he freeze? KD froze.
Did he freeze? Yeah, he did. Bless his heart. That tells us he about to come with something good, some fire, ain't he?
But man, I tell you like this, just like people watching TV programs every day, that's what we do as growing up as kids. We watch our parents, we watch the neighborhood, we watch the things around us every day. And just like my cousin say, she's seen people in our family that she didn't want to, I can't go do that same thing. So it's like when we make our minds up, like you have to have that willing spirit to say, hey man, now I'm not finna, now we done did that long enough. I can't do that.
You gotta reprogram.
Have to.
Restart.
That's the main thing.
All of that. I definitely believe that. That's why we have to take a what we as mothers call me days.
Right.
As a mother, we can only take a few hours, but that's our personal time. Don't talk to me. Don't do anything. Give me 30 minutes.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah.
I do. We have to take some me time, even if it's for 5 minutes. You got to do it to restart. You do. So
that's what I love about
I'm a big supporter in that.
I can go to the beach in the mornings, early in the mornings, lay down on the beach, and I ain't be just all I listen to is the water.
Must be nice.
Man, I'm telling you. Must be nice. Hey.
It's
all good and well until
just down, you're getting that peace, and it's a type of energy, creating a different type of mindset. We see it. We see
Mhm.
it's that's a part of your.
And those are the
You
type of
too.
people I like surrounding myself around. Where you can just look at them and see that they peaceful.
Mhm.
What?
Please
Boy,
rub
I
off
tell
on me.
you. I'm telling you.
And that's that
Yeah.
the people that you keep company of. They always say, look at the five. You're five, and if you're five or five people that you can't get anything from, you can't learn anything from. They're all doing things that's beneath you that you know you can't grow from. Then 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be like those five if you keep them close to you. So you
Mhm.
not only your environment, but the people that are a part of it. And that's
Everybody ain't meant to
Right.
go, sister.
yes, yes.
Everybody's not meant to go. I love you. I respect for you,
Hey,
but everybody's not meant to go on that journey. The
Right.
whole journey.
Yeah.
Some people
Just like
are
I
only
said
there
last week.
temporary.
Last week I said your environment is your mindset.
It is. When you notice yourself, you start getting frustrated being around certain people, or you got to keep repeating yourself to them or coming at them a different way for them to understand. I'm learning that I'm actually outgrowing them. It shouldn't be
Yeah.
that hard.
shouldn't be that hard.
Right.
He's
No,
back.
it's definitely.
They say when you're the smartest one in your circle, change your circle.
Yes, you have
Yeah.
to. You
Yeah.
have to.
You got to be able to learn from someone. So that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. But we always talk about that here, remain teachable. We all remain teachable and we learn from each other. That's how we grow. We rub iron sharpens iron, so that's a beautiful thing when we can learn from like our own brother right there, Mike. We've seen him grow in the years tremendously, so and all of us are growing at a constant rate, we're consistent. We've been here every week for over 57 weeks, so
Congratulations.
that's good. So some might miss, some might be late, but all in all, we're here, And before I got frozen up, I was about to tell you guys. I talked about being honest with yourself. Figure out your why. You got to be honest with yourself. Figure out your why. Set goals and create a plan. Write those goals down. We know that. Tell a friend about your goals. That's how you be accountable. Give yourself some time and don't give up on yourself. Those are some extra points that I found, that I know is going to help me move forward, about breaking old habits. Because sometimes we have a habit that we're not necessarily wanting to get rid of, but need to get rid of in order to get better.
Right.
I agree. That was a good one.
Yeah. Say, man, I wanna read something for y'all. I want y'all to let me know a little something I wrote down back in 2020 when COVID first jumped off. But it was
Okay.
saying like this right here. It said, I will
We hear-
win this day as if it were my last. I shall serve and help each person that I can with love and understanding. I am grateful that I have this day to be able to teach and grow. Change is slow because the mistakes that are repeated brings negativity and hurt. I must win this day as if it were my last in order to show my children that we don't quit or give in. We manifest greatness through our thoughts. Positions and titles are not what we are to become, but as a man thinketh, he shall become.
Woo!
It say, hold up, and then say, and time waits for no one. So today I come to you humble and ready for the obstacles and challenges of life. My heart is full and my mind is at peace. The wars of my thoughts has ceased. My faith is stronger than ever, for God is with me. In light of the situation that we are growing through, COVID-19 has helped me grow from the stagnant place of my mind to a creative space and time. So I've stopped thinking of what could go wrong and start allowing myself to learn from my mistakes. So I would win this day as if it were my last. I would not live from my past, nor will I use it to make excuses for my future. The present is my gift that I will give to you my all. And if I fall, I will return stronger than I did the last time. For my failures are more victorious than failures. As I level up, I will be grateful in my endeavors and patient with who don't believe in my process. So on this day forward, I will win every day as if it were my last. Come on, y'all. Give me some.
That was that. Yeah. That was good.
I just thought this go good with this topic. Is growing, man. We got to grow. We got to show different things. We got to come about a different mindset, and we teach our children to have a different mindset. Don't listen to grandma, baby. Grandma cool, but hey, grandma got that 1945 mindset. We can't let grandma tell us all the things. She can give us some morals and values, but hey, we can't keep on, listening to the old stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's going to keep us in an old place. You know what I'm saying?
Traditional.
So we really do have to grow.
Yeah, that traditional thinking. We got to get away
that
from
traditional thinking. Come on now.
That traditional sabotaging thinking.
Yeah, some of the traditions are good, and a lot of it,
right?
And a lot of it isn't because of trauma,
right?
Different things that they learned from traumatic experiences that was passed down, and they think it's right and it's not. So yeah, it's something where we gotta pick and choose when we need to instill it and when we shouldn't.
Right.
So how do we know when?
When our soul, when we wake up in the morning and we don't feel good.
Right.
So it's within.
And when those things that you've learned from the past, and for you're learning then that wasn't it. Like there's so many I'll say that there's so many traits that I have that I know are past, and I feel negatively about them. There's even a thing dealing with moods that I get off into that I know I watched growing up, those same moods.
So becoming aware of yourself.
Yes. When I pick up on that black cloud, I have to make
too.
I don't like
me too.
And I got to do something different so that I'm not
right then.
Same thing.
And sometimes it's removing yourself.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact. I know.
Family, you don't necessarily family. I say I spend a little bit less time. I'm careful of conversation. So that
protect your energy.
Yes, that's it.
Protect your energy.
I'm glad I can recognize the old me. When I know how to release some old habits and they start surfacing, I know how to. I'm good at that now because I look for it and I'm like, okay, Kev, it's time to retreat. It's time to back back. So that's good for me. I'm grateful for that. But another fellowship I used to go to, they used to call it character defects. So when you recognize your character defects and know what your flaws are, you're able to get out of that way, and not let it come to light.
I would always go by the 3 R's myself: reminder, routine, and reward. Because
I like that.
As far as like a reminder, you already know, what's about to happen, the triggers. Then you automatically go into those same routines, but then you also have the opportunity to reward yourself after, okay, I didn't punch this girl in the face today. Reward. It's like that.
No, he didn't say punch the girl in the face.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
But now, just to a couple of things. I have identify your triggers.
Identify your
what
triggers.
you want to change, and listen to your support list. You practice mindfulness, replace your habits, leave yourself reminders, prepare for slip-ups, and let go of like the all or nothing mindset.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's something a lot of people they do. Even myself, I learned that I don't do it as much anymore because I've trained myself not to. But just because you mess up one day, it's okay. You can start over tomorrow. If you say you're going to start exercising today and you do it for 3 days and then you don't do it for 2 more, that's okay. Keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eventually, it become a habit and a routine.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I stopped
don't
eating
even
meat
want
for
to get
a
up
week.
some morning.
Yeah, most
I
people
know I don't
think
be
because
able to
they
get up.
try it, you know, the New Year's resolutions, prime example. Prime example. Everybody set these New Year's resolutions. They attempt to start them, and then what? By the time income tax come, all those promises that they done told they set up, it's and went out the window. But it's okay if you miss that. If you have that
I
little
got my
break,
tax
start
money.
over.
Yeah.
Just keep starting over until it become routine. That's basically what I'm saying.
I was never a big believer of New Year's revolutions. To me, they're New Year's revolutions.
I make them every day. I know. I make goals every day, and I try to meet them. Even little bitty goals.
Let's go.
Woo, man, hey, we can't talk all night, y'all. It's a certain time this thing gonna cut off on me. But
Okay.
I appreciate y'all for coming on, man. Coach, okay, give me something to go out on, Coach. Coach, give me something to go out on. We're gonna go around the circle.
Your life won't change until you change your life. The word is initiative.
Initiative. All right. Okay, Misa, what you got for us?
You cannot solve a problem with the same level of thinking that got you there. That's honesty.
Oh, okay. Mr. Well, yeah, come on, God. Yeah, come on, God.
I want to say, dream as if you'll live forever, but live as if you'll die tomorrow.
Ooh.
Damn. What? Whoa, that was hitting.
That was good.
Okay, Miss Chantel.
Stop watering yourself down to fit in places that are too small for you.
Woo.
Oh. Mike.
Man, y'all been so deep. I don't even know what to say now. Wow. Let's take it out on look. In order for you to change a bad habit and turn it into something good, you gotta first realize that you got a bad habit. The first part of it.
Amen. That was a great one.
Yeah, you do have to realize it.
That's it.
And I want to just say, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. Because a lot of people are
a way to go out.
They're trying to live in the future. You got to be right here for right now.
Changes now. Changes now. Hashtag changes now.
Can I say one thing?
What'd you say?
I said I just want to say one thing because we never got around back to it. But strippers have dreams too. They don't want to strip all the time. Look, I met a stripper that was in medical school, right? She was like, well, I'm in medical school, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, whatever. Hurry up with the lap dance. She actually graduated from medical school.
Right. I thought you were talking about yourself being the stripper. I thought you were talking about yourself being the stripper, sir.
Strippers have dreams.
I believe you. I believe you. But how many of them executed, or how many of them just stay stuck in that same hole in the wall?
I don't know because there was only a Players Club 1. They didn't have a part 2, but I know one person that She actually graduated from medical school. She's a nurse now.
Right. You'll find a lot of them. You will find a lot of intelligent people that
Oh
come out
man.
of that profession. Those are the ones that I respect, honestly, because they're
Yeah,
not doing it because they like it. They have a purpose, a plan, and a goal.
Yep. And the Bible speaks on it too, because the Bible
And they
says
know
what
it
you
don't
seek, you
last
shall
forever.
find.
Right.
Say what?
I said the
Yeah.
Bible says what you seek, you shall find. And intelligent left, they did it. Look at God. It happened.
We see where he's going tonight. Please hurry up and get there. Okay.
Not at all.
Well,
Man, we gotta
This
do
was
this
awesome.
again, y'all. We gonna do this again. We gonna come up with a great topic next week. We might have these guests right back on. We never know.
Hey, I love
This
it.
been some good conversation.
Oh,
It
yeah.
has grown
But so-
folks stuff.
We
it.
appreciate everybody for tuning in, for watching us. Thank y'all. Y'all can go to the Elite Mancast on YouTube and subscribe. And then, y'all just keep on being a part of the community on Facebook, the Elite Mancast. Man, until the next time, we appreciate y'all. Peace.
Hey,
Peace. Bye, everybody.
Peace and hair grease. All right, there it is. Oh man.